Hey, how's it going? Hope that you're doing wonderful. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the etymology of America. So this is the most important nation in this era, and researching this is very interesting. So the content is going to be based on primarily the dictionary, because everything in etymology comes from the etom or atom, and this atom is the constituent part of anything in existence. So since the universe, one verse, group of words, or world is word with L is God, world is word with an L with a God in the middle. So when we're looking at the world, what we're looking at are words. So everything is created through these words. So understanding America is understanding the word America. So the first understanding of it is that it comes from the name of an Italian sailor. So this Italian sailor sailed in this region in 1501. So the primary source of all of the information is going to be from the dictionary. So through etymology, what you learn to read are these words. So there's a man called Amerigo Vespucci in 1454 to 1512, who sailed in the west coast, in the southern part of America, who was sailing over there. And the name is derived from this Italian. So the word of his name is attached to this place. So this is actually akin to how Africa got its name. It got its name from a certain person who not discovered or not adventured in this area, but actually conquered in Africa. So Scipio Africanus is the way that Africa got its name. Before that, it was called something else. So in America, we have this Italian. So the basis of the word is from the Italian or from the Latin. So when we're looking at the word America, what we're looking at is a Latin word or a Latin construct. So when we're going through this understanding of America, we're first of all acknowledging that the name is derived from Latin or from Europe. So the people who are now in America, first of all, came from Europe. So the basis of it is from Europe. However, there were so many people who were venturing to this land before, and there were already inhabitants in that land as well. So now we are looking at this in a construct of a new era or a new world. So in this new world order, we are looking at it from that perspective and not from the indigenous or from the original perspective. So the people who came with the and formed a new world, and now we're living in the world that is dominated by this name, by this word, by this frequency. And this is where we're all at. So America. So America, America. So when we're looking at this, what we are seeing is the representation of these Latin scripts. And to begin with, America is a construct of different nations. So when we look at it, we have America. So A and Merca. So this middle part, the MER, is very important in understanding the etymology of America, because this is where we get the basis or the heart, the root of what it actually is. And this is where you can unlock so much awareness as to the etymology of the word. So as I mentioned, my primary source is the dictionary. So this is a huge dictionary that I use. And also, secondary source is the Bible, which is a King James Bible. This is what I use. So I'm going to be drawing from both of these sources, which is how I understand etymology, because the Bible is called the Word. It's called the Word. So understanding words, you need to know the word. So America. So the the middle part. All right, so let's start with Erica. All right, so America is, if we remove the we have the Erica. So Erica is a name of a female. So this is the feminine version of the word Eric. So we have Erica and we have Eric, which is the same, masculine and feminine. So since it is a nation, it is referred to as a woman because it gives birth to all of the children in the nation. So it becomes Erica, which is derived from Eric. So Eric actually means, the word actually means a ruler, which is the sole or only ruler. Okay, so this is the first block in understanding the etymology of America, which is Eric, Erica. So this is in the word, and this is how this is constructed. So we have Erica, which means a ruler, a sole ruler, the only ruler. And this is what we see as happening. And then when we look deeper, we see Eric, right? And then when we are looking at it, we see that ERCA. And when we drop the CA, ICA, when we drop the ICA, we have ER, we have air. So we have the understanding of the era that we are in, and this is applicable to us. However, we are looking at the ER, which is referring to the air, which is where we get ERR, the air. So there is a certain era that we're in, but then in this era there is a certain error, which is to air. So air refers to a son of Judah, who is called Er, and this is where this particle comes from. Er. Er was the person who was supposed to make an heir, Heir, but then instead, since he's heir, he made an error. He erred, and then he used to put his seed in the air, like he just used to wank it off, and then this error almost got him eradicated by God. So you can read the story of this heir, and then how he erred, and his name was Er. So this is where we also get this particle in this, that for us to have a ruler, which is an Eric, for us to have a ruler, it was actually an heir of the people, of the sons of God, when they chose Saul, which is actually a soul. They chose this soul who was also an error. Because they were supposed to make God the ruler, but then they chose someone to be his heir, and then this is how God ends up sending his own heir to be the king. This is why Jesus comes and then the government is on his shoulders and all of these things, because he's an heir, he's ruling a government. So so this is the heir part, okay, and then the Eric part. All right. So and then I love all my Erics and my Ericas, by the way. Yeah. Ruler. That's what the name means. A ruler, the sole ruler. So when we look deeper into this word, we have America, and then we have MERI. So MERI is where we also get certain words such as Mercury, which is mercurial, close to the sun, always gives us the message. The messenger, Mercury. MER, this is in the particle of America. And then we also get mermaids, and I have a video on mermaids, plenty, I guess, a couple. A couple, it's more accurate. So you can look at those videos to get another closer look at those words. However, we also have MERI, which is Mary. So this is Mother Mary, okay? And when we look into this, we see that Mary is the part of the word we say meridian. So the meridian is the highest point or the highest place, which is causing the highest point, like noon is the meridian point where the sun is at the highest. So that's a meridian. So a meridian is a place of power, excess, or a place of success. So when you've reached the peak of your success, you can call it a meridian. So America is the meridian of this world. We're applying this knowledge into this era, into this new world. So this is the meridian. And this is actually the MERIT, the merit. So this is a society that is focused on merit, and it is of high merit. All right. So it is how we are also applying so many merits to America. And in my day and age, when I went to school, if you got a merit, you got a Star Spangled Banner. This is also part of the merit. And all of these are stars, which are meridians in the sky. And this is part of America. So um, so this is actually a meridian. All right. So this is the basic understanding of America. So now looking further into it now, we see that this meridian, this power, is also able and is actually the upholder of peace and human rights. So this is a place of MERCY, mercy. All right. So now this is where it gets tricky. So now this is a place of mercy. So mercy comes from an eric or a ruler. So whenever you're looking for mercy, you go to the ruler, the father of mercies. This is God in some sense. So it is actually a merciful place. So this is how we actually understand how they're upholding peace and human rights and all of these things merciful. And at the same time, MER, is mer rising. So at the same time it is peaceful, but at the same time it is full of war and terror, Guantanamo Bay, what have you. So this is the aspect of rulership. That is, every Eric, every king, every queen has to be merciful and also has to be brutal at the same time. And this is what we are seeing in the word America. So it is mercy. Okay, so this mercy comes from the fact that they're able to punish. So they're also the great punishers, like sanctions and all of these things that are done to people, and also able to show mercy, America, or do it in the name of mercy. All right. So when you look at all of the rulers, like the movie 300 has a very interesting plot. So 300 speaks on Greeks. So it's speaking about everything that happened in Greek culture and society in those times or in that era. And it has a scene where Leonidas meets Xerxes, and then Xerxes says that, hey, bow down to me because I am a god of great mercy, right? And then Leonidas is like, nah, I have a bad knee or something. He says something that's supposed to be funny. But anyway, it shows how rulers are, even in Vikings. Like when Ivar the Boneless is ruling, he's like, no, I'll be a new king and I'll show mercy. And that's Ivar. And these are the images we see through the holy wood. And then this is a certain logic that is being portrayed through these words. So someone like Ivar the Boneless saying that, yeah, I am a merciful man, and Xerxes, the king of Persia, is saying, yeah, I am a merciful god. So this is the understanding that we get, and the Greeks translate everything to the Romans, which is in Latin. So when we look at America, we're looking at Latin or Roman, and also this comes or is derived from Greek. Okay, so this is the aspect of mercy. Now, when we're looking at the personification of mercy in a person, it is usually a person who has the power to kill and the power to heal. So this is also looking at it in terms of the kings and queens in Erica. And when we look in the Bible, we see different types of kings. But now I'm going to zero in on a certain king. So this certain king is a person who is obsessed with the color purple, which is royal. Okay, so purple is also known as amethyst. So this is where the America is coming from. This is actually rulership and kingship. So this person, this king, is ruling, and he is the sole or only ruler, and he has so much power, he shows mercy. And he is also sitting on a throne. So when we are looking at the word mercy, we cannot escape the biblical connotations of a certain place called a mercy seat. mercy seat. So America is mercy, and then this mercy is the mercy seat. So when the mercy seat is being spoken of, it is on top of the Ark of the Covenant, and it is the place where God actually sits. So this is the place where this certain king who's obsessed with purple sits. So do you have any idea who this king is? So this person is in the Bible. So this is in Ezekiel 28. Okay, so so in Ezekiel 28 it speaks about this king. So if you know the verse, you already understood it. So this king is also obsessed with trade, and this king is obsessed with trade and traffic, and he's making a lot of money. So it actually says he has the MER, which is coming from the mercy, right? Which is also linked to the merchandise. So America is very good at merchandising. It's a mercantile system, and mercantilism is a concept that we actually call capitalism. Mercantilism, MER, which is in the middle, the root, the heart of America, is the concept of capitalism. So mercantilism is capitalism, the belief that everything is supposed to be facilitated through capital. So this is how this king actually reigns. So the king of Tyre, which is the king of tyrants, tyrants, okay, tyranny, Tyre. So this is the king of tyrants. So yeah, I'm making this association, which is kind of gloomy, but then this is where it's taking me. So I'm sorry if I'm hurting anyone's feeling, or I'm not, but then because the truth is what sets us free. So in terms of mercantilism, this is the word that is derived from MER. So this is a person who is in Ezekiel 28 verse 3. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, whose heart is lifted up, he has said, I am God, and I sit in the seat of God. The seat of God being the mercy, or mercantile, or mercerica. Okay, so this is the MERC that we find in mercy, the mercy seat. This is where they sit, and this is the Erika, the ruler. And then this sits in the seat of God, and then his heart is lifted up because of all of thy riches. This is verse 5 in Ezekiel 28. All of thy riches, and America, apparently the richest nation ever, according to this new world, and looking at it in our era. Okay, this is the richest nation. And I'll bring strangers upon thee. This is a place where there is a merger. So this is a major merger in America, in the sense that all the people from all the places in all the earth have merged there. So this is giving us a picture of the statue of King Nebuchadnezzar's dream, Babylonian dream, American dream. So this picture is giving us a merger of iron and clay in a certain place. A merger, America. So this merger, MER, is where we get this emergence. So there's everyone in this place, okay? And this is also in Ezekiel 28, chapter 18. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities and by the iniquity of thy traffic. So this traffic is actually referring to a certain word called mercantilism. Okay, so this is speaking of traffic, and how through traffic they are able to do all of the things that they're actually doing. So through this mercantilism, they have this traffic, and through this traffic, they're able to extract so much money. So yeah, so this is the meridian, the Erica from America, the Eric, which is the king, the only ruler, heir, which is the era, and which is also an era. And there is also sitting on, they're also giving MERC the mercy, America. So they're also giving us this, and then they're also a merger of all of the four parts, because there's a head of gold, chest of silver, and bronze, and iron, and clay. So this is the merger of all of these kingdoms, and they're all tracing back in the sense that all of the people came from another kingdom, and that kingdom came from another kingdom, and that kingdom came from another kingdom, but ultimately it's all Babylonian, because all of the symbolism, like for example, if you take the American dollar, why does it have Egyptian pyramids? And Egyptian understanding is linked, biblically is linked to the notion of the pharaoh, who was the king who enslaved the whole world of the people of God. So this is how people had to leave this, but then now we're back in Egypt. So when you are looking in Deuteronomy 28, it actually speaks about how the children of God will return to Egypt, but God will remove them out of that again. And now we have returned, and we're using this through the mercantile, and this has happened through trafficking. People were trafficked there, so that's how they actually got riches. But then this traffic was corruption, because the love of money is the root of all evil. So through this, we're now in this pyramid again, where there are a few at the top, a lot at the bottom, and everyone is under this Erica, this heir, this heir, this era, and this ruler, the only ruler at the meridian, which is the top tip. So this is what we are actually discovering in this world. This is a revelation through understanding the word and understanding words. So the world is the words, universe is in the universal, one verse, one word. This is why the whole Bible is called the Word of God. One word. It's a whole universe. So it's not just a book, it's a whole universe. So this is America, and this is the etymology of it. It comes from Latin. The Latin comes from the Greek. The Greeks take all of their information and knowledge from Egypt, and through this we have to leave Egypt, which is retracing the steps, and this is how we get a merger of all of the kingdoms in the earth coming out from Europe. So this is also linked to certain other kingdoms. So we can also look at other kingdoms, and when we do look at them, we have to also acknowledge the fact that America is not actually only symbolizing that last kingdom that is in Revelation, but it's also appropriately linked to other kingdoms, which are also associated with this whole merger. So it's a merger of different kingdoms. So this is how you have one beast with like 10 horns or 10 faces, you know. So this is how they all merged. And this is also understanding the mermaid, which is a merger. Mesmerizing. Mesmerizing. So this is also to understand that whole aspect. So this is spoken through metaphysics and understood through the physics. So this is why it's applicable in this era. And so don't be in air, don't err, you know. So this is the land of a lot, and this is understanding how Lot got a lot, and Lot lost it all. So this was Lot's lot. He got a huge lot of land, and then he saw another lot, and then Lot went there with a lot of his things, and that's how he couldn't stay with Abraham. But then he won the lotto. But then in the end, that city was destroyed, even though that city had a lot, but it was saved because of a lot. So this is what it is. This is what it is. So yeah, full circle. So I guess we can also talk about this again, but then this is the breakdown of the etymology of America. Yeah, thanks a lot.